This is the home that King Charles built, a 40-year labour of love. Highgrove in Gloucestershire gives us a model of the new monarch's world view.
Here at Highgrove, you can imagine we had to start from literally nothing. And all I've tried to do here is to see if I could produce something that warmed the heart and fed the soul.
Here he protected the environment before it was mainstream and created a garden he called the physical expression of his personal philosophy.
He often refers to the garden as a giant canvas, and he's painting it using plants.
In these gardens, open to the public for 25 years, there's a sense of what kind of king we're going to see, not least from Debs Goodenough, his head gardener for more than a decade.
He is a workaholic. He gets out there and weeds himself. I don't know how he has enough hours in the day to do all he does, because there's some weekends, after some weekends when he's here, that we've got a lot of material to move that he's produced, as in piles of weeds or prunings.
The new king ascends to the throne when most people are winding down. As a younger man, he planted seeds on the environment, on architecture, on deprivation. Ideas that were controversial then, but half a century on have earned him respect, according to one of his biographers.
When you're out of step with the mainstream, taking on the establishment, when you are seen as a figurehead of the establishment, people then would sort of accuse him of being overprivileged, of a loony. He's actually been very proactive, way ahead of his time. Obviously, as head of state, there'll be more limitations, and the parameters that he'll have to work with will be different. But I certainly don't think that he will stop pushing to create a better world and a better society.
Charles pushed boundaries here at Poundbury and Dorset too. Built on his land to designs he signed off, others now follow the principles of urban design pioneered here. The architecture might be traditional, but many of the workings behind it are ahead of their time.
It's very bold and brave to do something like this in the first place, but you can think about various aspects of here. I mean, we're putting EV charging points into every garage. Exactly, electric vehicle charging points. We're always looking ahead, and the boss is always pushing us to. The anaerobic digester on the edge of Poundbury, which supplies not just all the heat from renewable energy resource for Poundbury, but for 55,000 homes all around West Dorset.
Charles is a regular visitor to Poundbury and maintains a keen interest. At the local post office.
Oh no, it's just next door.
Sahil and Tamara have met the king many times.
Very, very down-to-earth person. So the first time when he came, normally I was just expecting he would say hello, hi, and then just walk out. But he came, he said hello, hi, where are you from, where do you live? And I was just like, I was not expecting him to be so much chatty, and I just got a bit blank. He was asking, what do you do with the wastage food and everything? Does it go to recycling, or do you guys just dump it, or what do you do? So that was quite interesting to see, like such a big man, asking like, small its and bits and everything.
At Poundbury, the Prince insisted more than a third of the homes be affordable and spread through the town, something now replicated across the country. So what does this living project say about what kind of king he will be?
A visionary, more than anything. Fashions come and go, but he's been that visionary, and he's understood, I think, principles, certainly when it comes to urban design and architecture, that others just, for some reason, we just lost our way on, and we're now coming back round to again. And that's great to see, and I think that's the case across various walks of life. The fact that he has access to the everyman, if you like, but also some of the leaders and experts in their field.
If these are the homes and houses that Charles built, in parts of the country like here in Wales, he's had an impact on the landscape itself. Championing traditional skills alongside rare varieties of livestock and trees.
So you've got all sorts of different ones in here?
Yeah, we've got the varieties that sell were popular. We've tended to plant new trees.
In Wales, his influence has enabled some of the small family farms that have cared for and shaped this land to survive and thrive. This apple farm has been a direct beneficiary, pressing the fruit from Charles's land to make the juice he drinks for breakfast.
He has been passionate about keeping small Welsh farms going. about keeping the culture of them, the skills that are involved in farming.
How much has he actually been involved? How much does he know about farming and the landscape?
If you have a conversation with him, you can't bluff him at all. He knows where he's coming from. He's researched it, he's dealt with it. He's a really, really good hedge layer, which is a fantastic skill to have, particularly in these years. And if you look at his hands, you can tell he's a hedge layer because they're all gnarled.
He actually does
things.
it himself?
Yes, yeah, he does. And he invites local farmers into his place at Llandovery, and he goes to hedge laying competitions. He has worked really, really hard, and he's been so dedicated to Wales and to understanding and the people and to meeting the people. He's got a tremendous respect now from the farming community, and I think broadly from people across Wales.
Another of his priorities in Wales has been preserving its heritage such as harp making, which had all but died for half a century, but now under Charles's patronage is enjoying a renaissance.
It's really important to actually have a sense of vision about these kind of skills and realise how tentative they are and how easy it is to lose them unless we pass the skills on. And I think Charles actually sees that in so many things. He's a bit of a visionary.
A visionary who's often taken inspiration from the past, Charles also reinstated the role of royal harpist, introduced by Queen Victoria.
I had the privilege of performing at the royal wedding, which was fantastic, and that day pretty much changed my life in terms of my profile and my place in the classical industry and as an international artist. So for a young person from a small village in Wales, that was a huge opportunity and such a fantastic chance really to really springboard my career.
Do you think there's anything we could say about what kind of king he's going to be by what he's really focused his time on so far?
I have really grown to hugely admire and understand the extent of how far His Royal Highness will go to fight for what he believes in and to show his passion to not only his country but also to the world. He is a beacon to us here.
Charles has been the country's longest-serving Prince of Wales, and he hasn't wasted his time in the job.
He's got just as much experience as the Queen, and particularly in the latter years of her life because he was travelling the globe representing her. What worries him more than anything else, I think, is that he doesn't have time to do the things he wants to do.
Charles is a monarch decades in the making. He's moulded gardens, towns and landscapes, giving meaning to his long apprenticeship. He might be late to his new role, but he's already set the course, built the foundations of the king he intends to be. Romilly Weeks, ITV News.